So, Chauncey, are you ready for work today? Ready to go?
Yes, sir. I got my safety gear on. I'm ready to go. I'm going to be a machinist.
Chauncey, I don't think your safety gear is up to standards. Those safety glasses are upside down. You're not wearing any shoes, and I don't even know why you're wearing your shirt on backwards.
This doesn't follow standard safety protocol?
No, Chauncey, it's not up to par.
Oh, I know exactly what to do. Is this machine running good?
Yeah, Chauncey, the machine is up and running. It's running perfect now. It took me 2 days to get it going. Why do you ask?
I'm a machinist now, right?
No, Chauncey. I would not say that. But let's talk about where to go from here. Safety first. So as you can tell from that wonderful Academy Award-worthy acting, this video we're going to be covering safety. For a lot of people, this is very basic. For other people, maybe it's not as basic, and even a lot of the people that know this stuff, maybe you can pick up a few things along the way. In this video, we're going to be covering safety from 3 different perspectives. The operator safety, primarily PPE. Second thing, safety of the operator around the machine and the machine accessories. The last, and definitely not the least section that we're going to cover, we're going to be covering safety while you're running through a program. That we're going to dive, especially the second and the third, we're going to dive further in further videos. So without further ado, let's get started. So let's cover operator safety, personnel safety, primarily PPE. Glasses. A lot of shops have a policy that if you're out on the shop floor, you must have glasses. I like that policy. You never know if there's going to be a stray chip or someone with an air gun blowing something around. I like to keep them with me at all times, if not on. Safety glasses number 1. These ones are about $1.89 a pair. You can go fancier if you want, don't need to. Safety glasses, I'd say, are rule number 1. As a machinist, our eyes are one of our greatest weapons, along with our fingers. Not so much our toes, but our fingers and our eyes. Wear safety glasses. Something hits it, which it has happened to me, you'll be glad you have them on. Number 2, as you can see from Chauncey, he wasn't wearing any shoes. For whatever reason, he thought walking into a shop with basketball trunks and his weird black socks, that was a good idea. Wear closed-toed shoes. I don't wear steel-toe boots. Again, certain shops have a mandatory to wear them. I'm not a fan of steel-toe boots or boots in general. I like my feet to be a little bit more limber in case I got to run or kick. But a lot of people wear them. I would advise definitely wearing boots if that's your thing. For me, I like to wear a pair of gym shoes, mainly Reeboks or Asics. That's pretty obvious why. Something falls on your foot, a hot chip, you don't want to step on chips, you don't want to step in an oil puddle. Third thing, and shorts and or pants, certain shops have policies, certain shops don't. I would always wear long pants if it was up to me, which I always do. You never know what type of debris or something is going to catch your leg. Long pants, closed-toed shoes, safety glasses. Last thing, or one of the last I want to cover is gloves. I don't use them. Leather gloves give you a false sense of security. And on a big, strong chip, you wear gloves and you think that it won't cut you. I've seen it cut right through the gloves into people's hands. Now, that's my personal preference because I don't ever want to touch a long, stringy chip with my bare hands. I'll use a chip puller or a pair of pliers or something like that. So gloves, glasses, long pants, closed-toed shoes, ear protection if that's what you want. Same thing, I don't wear it. Our shop is a little bit louder. Actually, there are certain times I'm on a machine, I will wear earplugs. But those are all stuff that your employer should provide you, and for whatever reason, if they don't, make sure you have them for yourself. Protect your body when you're here at a machine. Hopefully you have a long, illustrious career in this business. Treat yourself right, protect your body. PPE is important, and I know that there's some things in here that I probably forgot with PPE. Leave a comment below. What did I happen to forget? A lot of people have different preferences on what they like and what they consider PPE. But for me, it's the appendages. Your head, your feet, your hands. The second section is going to be safety from the perspective of do's and don'ts on what to touch the machine. Well, not really do's, but more don'ts on what not to touch. I took the cover off of this chip conveyor. This is a chip conveyor. Chips come from in the machine, they come out here. It's a low speed, high torque motor. Don't put your hands in here. Don't put your hands under here. Let the chips come out. And again, and I'm not gonna grab these, here's the stringers. Here's the stringers that come out of the machine. You do not wanna touch them. We have a little garden tool that we use to pull them out when we have to. Don't touch them. The conveyor is designed, if the conveyor is not pulling them out and it's getting stuck, something is wrong. Address the problem of the conveyor. Crouch down a little bit here. Here's the inside of your machine that Chauncey so wonderfully hit the E-stop prematurely. Everything in here should be very obvious of what to do and what not to do. These are your spindles. As spindle turns, chance of danger goes high. Sub-spindle. What I like to do is when I'm running spindles, I'm going to keep that door shut for two reasons. You don't want to have a chance of anything flying out to hit you. You don't want to have a chance of accidentally falling into the machine. Third thing, the water. The coolant isn't so much going to hurt you in a sense where it's going to cause an abrasion or a cut in the eyes. Glasses on, doors shut. As soon as this machine starts rocking, that water's coming out like Niagara Falls. Well, more like a hose than a waterfall, but you get my point. You don't want to get it on your skin, you don't want to get it on your clothes. Sometimes it can irritate people's skin. And again, if it gets in the eyes, no bueno, no funno. Third thing, I'm going to index a turret around now. Take a look. That, as the machine is indexing around, you never want to have your hand close to it. For obvious reasons. This turret is what we call unforgiving. It is not going to stop if your hand or appendage, hopefully it's not your feet, like Chauncey with his weird black socks. You don't want to have your hand in there as it's indexing. And I've seen people, I've never really seen someone grab a spindle turning. Well, manual, conventional machining on a manual lathe I have, but I have seen people reach inside. When two people have been on a machine, I've seen people reach in, trying to check a tool as someone is here at the control indexing it. No one got hurt, but I have seen it before. Again, no bueno. Touching the turret as it's spinning. It could hit you, a sharp tool could cut you. All right, so we're at another funky angle here. This is a bar feed that feeds the material into the machine. This is the last spot of it that I want you to take a look at as far as safety goes. Kind of hard to see it, but take a look at the way this channel moves. See that? That loads, it gets a signal, not right now. It gets a signal to and from the machine to feed the bar. It happens automatically. That's something you want to keep it while the machine is running. Keep this door down and shut. But even if that door is open, don't put your hands by the bar feed as it's running. Channel moves back and forth and it won't give you a warning. Second thing, watch this. Very anticlimactic. But see how that goes back and forth? What that does is it loads a new bar up and back. It's all powered pneumatically. Again, this bar feed is not forgiving. It doesn't care if your hands are in there. And it's not going to give you a warning saying, hey, watch out for your digits. Hey, let me get your digits because I'm about to load up a bar. Keep your hands feet, appendages away from the bar feet as it's running. Let's cover that third and final section. So now the third and final section, we're back in the machine. This section is going to be more geared towards safety as you're running through. So once you got your PPE, you know what not to touch. Sorry. You know what not to touch. Don't touch the conveyor when it's running. Don't touch the bar feed when it's running. Don't grab the spindle when it's cranking at 5,000 RPM. Now you're setting up your machine. How are you safe? First, make sure all your tools are tight in the turret. If you mounted them in on the last job and they're still in, they're probably good. If you're on a new setup and you're mounting them, make sure that they're tight. You don't need to have someone come by and double check. If you're a trainee, I definitely would. Make sure all your tools are tight. Make sure your inserts are, if not new, they're not damaged to the point where on your first part they're going to destroy and break something and ruin your day or get someone hurt or hurt the machine. Because when it comes to safety, it's not just about us. It's about those. Sorry, team, had a little glitch in the matrix. So make sure everything is tight. Goes without saying. It's good setup protocol and also obviously safety. Safety for you, others in the machine. Another thing that I like to do is before you index a tool, make sure that your turret is home. Might be hard to see, but right here, as I'm close to the turret and I have a big drill hanging out and I index, bink, that tool could come around, hit the spindle. Again, no bueno. Big problems when you do that. Avoid it. Make sure your turret's home in manual operation and also while you're running your program through. Make sure your turret's home. GOG28 UWV0. Go home in all axes. The only time I want you to not do that is when you have a little bit more experience and your job is to streamline that cycle time. Then you could index a little bit closer to your workpiece safely, always safely. We're going to come to the control here and take a look. Excuse the shaky camera work. What I like to use is I'm running my program through. So if I'm on program, I want to be on my check screen. Check screen gives me absolute distance to go, active codes, and also where my program is at last. Use that check screen as you're running through. I'll try to get in the screen. Use that check screen as you're running it through. Furthermore, we are on single block. When I'm running it through, I want to be on single block. That'll allow you to run one line at a time. If you want to go further, you can go on dry run. Dry run will make it so everything will be going slower, your rapids. A lot of people apparently don't use dry run, but I like to. Optional stop, you can put an M1 after every tool position. The program will stop at that M1 and optional stop is activated. Last couple. Here's your rapid and your feed, it's your override. You can put it down to 0 and you hit start, nothing's gonna happen. It'll slowly start to move as you move that up. Your start, feed hold, that's your continuous button. Feed hold should be your best friend. I like to do what we call the double thumb. Start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. Now what Chauncey did incorrectly was use that E-stop when he shouldn't have. Use it only as you have to. If something is wrong that you think is horrible, E-stop. E-stop will stop the impending doom of a smashed up machine. So, sorry for the shaky camera here. It fell on me earlier before. So that sums up this video. Not only were you able to see that wonderful Academy Award-winning acting at the beginning, but we went over PPE safety, the basics. We could have covered more. Machine safety itself, bar feed, chip conveyor, keep the door closed, don't fall in the machine on accident or on purpose. And the last we went over that might be the most practical, because the other stuff, a lot of it should be common sense. safety as you're running through the machine. And I like to keep my videos no longer than 10 to 12 minutes. We could have covered these topics ad nauseum. I am Luke at Crusader Machining. Find me on TikTok, Instagram, of course here on YouTube. Like, subscribe, share the video. Really helps the algorithm. And leave a comment below. What would be a piece of advice you would give your younger self, or what would you give a trainee on what you would think is the top piece of safety advice you could give? Thank you guys for watching, and we'll hit you up next time.